I need new music.
Discover new music now. JJO.
Johnny, how are you doing, buddy?
I'm awesome, man. Thank you. How are you, brother?
Well, Johnny, let's get to it here because exciting news, I think, for everyone out there in the rock world. Brand new music from Hollywood Undead. You just dropped your 8th studio album, Hotel California, current single. And I'm just going to list some highlights here, and I want to get your take on this. A billion plus global streams, debut album Swan Song, certified platinum. You guys have millions and millions of subscribers, millions of YouTube views. You have platinum selling albums, topping rock charts. And here we are now, 8 albums in with Hotel California. That's a long way from the first song that was posted on the band's MySpace page all those years ago, which is a very dated sentence, by the way. As an artist, how does that feel? What does that mean from where you started to where you're at now at this point with Hollywood Undead?
It's crazy to me because I don't really think about it. But then, we've been a band for, 18 years, which is basically half my life. And when you start out like that, we certainly weren't planning on it. I wasn't planning on really being alive anymore. So now I'm kind of recuperating from that decision. It's crazy, man. Well, first off, you feel blessed. You feel lucky. Like this is what we wanted to do from the time we were little kids growing up together. So to be able to do it this long, that's crazy. Of course, we're with Papa Roach right now. So we still feel like young bucks compared to those dudes. But it's crazy, man. And the fact that we still get to do it and still make music. And obviously I have nothing but I'm stoked on it, and I couldn't be more grateful. But it certainly wasn't part of the plan when we started.
Did you guys kind of have this, we're gonna just go out there, we'll have some fun, we'll horse around, and then I don't know, go back and work construction to do something like that? It's
funny because we used to sell weed. We'd trap in LA, and that's how we funded the band in the beginning. And then we always did it. We never stopped. So it was always either like, hey, should we keep selling drugs or do the band? So we just kept doing both. So now we do music and sell drugs.
I think that's like every childhood dream right there. That's during career day.
But we're fully legally integrated now. Before it was all, you couldn't do that. Now we have licenses. So I can actually talk, tell people, and it's not like, oh, well, they still think I'm a criminal, but that's for other reasons.
I like that. Where was that booth on career day? The musician drug dealer booth. That was the one that I think we all wanted. Wanted there.
Dude, I have 3 kids. If my daughter brings me in, I'm going to have to tell those little bastards the truth. I sell your parents weed.
Yeah, your teacher, Mrs. Johnson, big pothead. She just loves it. She loves it.
Great customer.
Well, it's such an interesting dynamic, and like you said, here we are all these years later now as maybe the more adult version, and with 8 albums in, there's got to be, or maybe not, I don't know. Is there a point where you're like, oh man, if we don't recreate Swan songs, if we don't recreate some of this early stuff, we're going to be letting people down? Is that ever something that maybe is in the back of your mind when you get into the studio?
No, never. I've never once considered that. Although we've heard it. The most common one we get is Another American Tragedy, which was our second album. That's our most popular record, I guess. So we get that sometimes, but never has it entered our field of vision. Because I would rather not be in a band at that point if we were just making the same records again. That doesn't sound fun at all. And the funny thing is, I always tell people who say that, if you did that, then people are just going to be like, oh, dude, this is the same record you already made. It's like there really is no, it's a fine line. So we'd rather not make music than make the same music. So we're going to keep doing what we do until the wheels fall off. And if there comes a day where people are like, hey, we don't want to listen to this anymore, that's totally cool with me too.
Seeing as how the new album is doing quite well, I don't think you guys have to worry about that yet at this point. So those wheels are still on, still going, man.
They're still on, dude. They're all flat, but they're still rolling.
That's right. They'll get you to the gas station. You'll be all right.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Hotel California. Obviously, the current single, City of the Dead. Do you maybe have like a favorite track on the album? Is there a song on there that maybe really speaks to you? It's like, oh, yeah, I'm digging this one, man.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, we listen to it a lot more because we mix it, so you're listening to it. So it kind of alternates. Hourglasses in World War Me are probably like my favorite track. City of the Dead's another standout, but I would say Hourglass right now is the song that I appreciate the most, especially because the story, it's all about us growing up in LA. We recorded the record in Hollywood in this dude's back house, producer named Drew Folk. And it was literally a few blocks from where me and Jay grew up. So really, so we wrote the song based on that, coming full circle. And we were back in the same neighborhood we grew up in all these years later, recording music. So it was kind of that feeling nostalgia and childhood poured itself into the track. So it's special to us,
What is special? And I know there's a lot of great music coming from all over, but I think there's something unique about California. And maybe you guys have seen that because of the diversity in the music scene and what you guys saw and your influences. Did you pull a lot of that from being California boys and that come through in the music?
Well, honestly, most bands from California aren't actually from California. A lot of people move there. So we always kind of considered them imposters, because California is the OG expat state where everybody moved to who wanted to be in entertainment. So we always kind of frowned upon that because the rest of the country kind of knows what this is like now. It's like, everybody, we got priced out of our own neighborhood and stuff with gentrification because these hipsters move in from the Midwest. Nothing wrong with the Midwest, but, so we always kind of had an issue with it. When we used to tell people, people come in, we'd meet people or whatever, and where are you from? Like, we're like, here, but before this, I'm like, here, like where you live is where I grew up. I used to play handball in your parking spot, and that kind of trips people out. So most of these bands that claim LA are not LA bands, so we never really looked at them as LA artists, except for the rap guys, the hip hop community in South LA. We've always given them respect and stuff, but in the rock world, most of them are suburban kids.
So suburban kids that want to be California hippies. I like that. That's all right.
Yeah, and they're all complaining about their childhoods because they didn't have 4 cars; they only had 3. I don't know what the hell you guys are talking about.
Hey, this is Johnny Three Tears from Hollywood Undead on Madison's Solid Rock 94.1 JJO.
Now, you brought up the rap community there, especially in California, and obviously you see those influences in Hollywood Undead. And when I was doing my little bit of research for this, and I was kind of in the genre category, which I don't know if you've ever looked at what you guys are labeled under, because obviously it starts with rap rock, you got new metal, you got rap metal, crunkcore, which I didn't know was a thing, you got rapcore, horrorcore, metalcore. Do labels ever kind of make your head spin? Did you try and fit into one of those? Or you're just like, whatever, man, we're doing what we do. This is it. I don't care what you label it.
I mean, when someone asks me like what kind of band we're in, I just say a rock band. There's obviously a lot of avenues that kind of sprout out from that, but all this, core that, I don't even know what the hell any of it means. We're certainly not crunkcore. I don't know. Well, I guess I'm supposed to have to find out what that is before I say we're not that. But no, I always looked at it like, we've always considered ourselves more of like an amalgamation of like the Beastie Boys and 9 Inch Nails, where there's the hip hop influence, but it's more old school with like industrial, we had heavy guitars, we're big 9 Inch Nails fans. So we never considered ourselves new metal or rap rock or any of the umbrella terms. We just kind of made what we wanted to make. And I don't think we really emulate anyone. So I've never looked at it. We obviously play like a lot of metal festivals and stuff, and we're kind of the odd sheep out, but we've always enjoyed it. We don't want to make music like other people. We like people to know, and whether they like it or don't like it, that it's individualized, and we try and make new things. What's the point? We can't reinvent the wheel, but that doesn't mean we're not going to try. I don't get the point of writing the same old formula.
You can you don't reinvent the wheel. You just put some sweet spinners on there, right?
Yeah, some fat spinners from AutoZone, cousin.
The ones that you just stick on. You don't actually.
Yeah, they're plastic. That's what I'm saying, dude. It's not classy, but they're there. They're spinning, bitches.
That's right. And you can still get a few looks. You pick up some chicks with those. You'll be fine.
Yeah, dude. They're drunk enough. They'll get in.
They'll get in there. Hey, check that out. And again, you mentioned those influences from the hip hop world, especially in California. Why do you think those two genres blend so well? Why has it just been such that rap, that hip hop, and that rock, that metal, those worlds colliding so well?
I think because they're both heavy in subject matter. Like there's no airiness to either music. They're stories, and usually they're dark stories, so they can kind of marry each other in a good way. I mean, musically, I think you can make anything work, but really the tough part is the messaging and stuff like that. And I think rock is, especially in the punk world, which is what I kind of grew up on, these are street stories and they come from a different background, but they mesh well with hip hop and those stories. So I think that is the reason. Musically, I think you can kind of make anything work. You might not like it, but you can make it work. But I think it's more about messaging than anything else.
You can technically go back all the way to, I guess, Aerosmith and Run DMC in the early days of that. But, well, we are so excited to have brand new Hollywood Undead again. Hotel California with a K, by the way. If you search with a C, you're not going to find. You'll get that Eagles album, which is fine. That's good, but that's not what you're looking for.
They sold enough copies of that thing.
That's right.
It's our return.
I like it. How is touring for Johnny in 2022 as opposed to MySpace Johnny? Do you got to do a little bit more stretching before you guys get out there, or a little more Ben Gay?
A little bit less Coke, a little maybe more beer, less liquor, minor differences.
More light beer instead of the full stuff. I like. That's right. It's okay.
I can't. I got to drink the Miller 64. I don't know. It's more about that than anything else. But yeah, no, it's definitely different. Now I have to FaceTime at night and help my kids do their homework, where before I wasn't doing homework. I can tell you that.
Okay, so there's a question for you. What does Johnny from Hollywood Undead really excel at with the kids' homework? What's your sweet spot there?
Dude, I can do it all. I'm much brighter than my wife, so they know who to call, dude. She's not. Yeah, she's got some issues. She needs to repeat fourth grade along with my daughter. So no, I actually excel at that. I was actually always really good in school, so it wasn't all a waste. So I can help them. They got new Common Core and all these new systems, which annoys me. And I've kind of argued with their teachers and stuff, but they hate it too. There's just nothing you can do. So, it's a nice refresher course, dude. I can do balance my checkbook again now from my kids' homework,
Very nice. So if Johnny has 3 bags of weed and he sells you 2 bags of weed, how many bags of weed does Johnny have left?
None. He smoked that shit up.
He didn't sell it. That's his. Get high on his own supply. Oh my God, I love it. I want to do homework with you someday. That'd be great. Well, again, everyone, Hotel California from Hollywood Undead. It is out there now. The current single, City of the Dead. If you haven't heard it yet, what the hell are you doing? It's just fantastic, and everything that we love about Hollywood Undead back in our ears. Well, before I let you go, we're gonna do a real quick rapid fire. Okay, now that we got the important stuff out of the way, I want to get to know you even more. And there's no wrong answers on this, so just go with your heart. First one, tacos or burritos? Burritos. Would you rather see Bigfoot or the Loch Ness Monster?
Bigfoot.
Actually, let me change that, because you're a California boy, so you're close to Mexico. Would you rather see Bigfoot or El Chupacabra?
Bigfoot still. I'm scared of the Mexican monsters.
they're different down there.
Yeah.
Would you rather fight 3-foot Mike Tyson in his prime or a 10-foot tall Queen Elizabeth in her 80s?
Queen Elizabeth. Mike Tyson will mess me up at 1 foot.
Lastly, would you rather have wiener-sized nipples or a nipple-sized wiener?
I got to go with the nipples, dude. That would really suck. And girls like nipples, I've heard. Maybe. I don't know. Actually, I've never heard that. I'm just hoping.
I have a good authority. I've heard it. I've read about it. That's good. Again, no wrong answers on this. Johnny from Hollywood Undead, thank you so much for the time, man. I appreciate it. This was a lot of fun. And again, everyone, Hotel California, it's out now. Hollywood Undead, City of the Dead, the current single. Get out there, get it, listen to it, rock out to it. You're going to love it.
Hey, my pleasure, man. Hope to talk to you soon, dude.
We'll be around.
This is the JJO Discover New Music Podcast. Listen, rate, share, subscribe. Brock has a new interview every Thursday evening between 6 and 7. Discover new music now at WJJO.com, in the JJO app, or wherever you get your podcasts.